Are you trying to find that perfect spot to invest in here on the Emerald Coast and looking into Fort Walton Beach, Destin area? Well, today we are going to go through one of the most coveted and hidden gems here in Fort Walton Beach on Okaloosa Island, which is the El Matador. We're gonna go through a bunch of units. We're gonna see all the different amenities, but really what I wanna discover in our video today is what this really looks like, because a lot of you that are looking to move aren't looking to necessarily move into a condo, but if you are, that's good. But a lot of you guys, you're looking for something that you can come here sometime, enjoy this absolutely gorgeous beach, just have family, friends over, create a legacy, right? And is gonna be good as an investment moving forward. We're gonna go through a lot of these different things. We're gonna show you all different parts of the El Matador. We've got 2 different units that we're gonna be going through today. And this way you can see what the differences are between something that's beautiful Gulf front and which ones are a little bit more economic, which is realtor speak for cheap in the different parts here, but all of which you're gonna have great access to. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go around, we're gonna check out some of these units, and then we'll start exploring around. All right, first off the bat, this is building 1 that is behind me here. A lot of the buildings that we have are all going to be the same, 6 stories, kind of an L shape a little bit, and all have balconies that you can see up here. So over here, it's a little bit further back on the lot. It's the closest one to the security gate. Now, all of these buildings, which you can see over here next to it, is building 2, which is still on the back part of the lot. Same, it's just kind of flipped on the other side. Now, what you're gonna see at the beginning of each of these, at the other side, right, that don't have the balconies, what you're gonna see on there is there's a welcoming area, like a little lounge for everybody to come into to get away from the heat, the rain, the whatever, right? You're gonna see that on all these buildings. Now, mind you that everything here has been built since 71. That's when this complex was originally put on. And you can see up here too, they have the Mansford type flat roofs on a lot of these. Now that's the one over there. The one on this side, now this is the beach view. So now we're facing the building here where the Gulf is right over here. This is the one that we're about to go in here in a little bit, but you can see as well from across the street here that it opens up into the courtyard. There's the pool. This is building 4 over here. Those are the ones that are gonna have the best views. It's the closest one to the Gulf, closest to the beach, and the pool that's over there. So we're going to check those out here in a bit. But on the back side, we're also going to go ahead and check out the other 2 buildings. So I'm just gonna kind of show you, we're in the middle of this resort complex that we have here. Now, you'll be interested to know that the property right next to it, you can see the fence over there. So this is the property that is directly to the west. That's actually 17 miles of uninhabited beaches, and it will more than likely stay that way since it's owned by the US Air Force. This is definitely a resort style complex that we see here. All have about 12 acres said and done for this entire complex here. Now there's actually 361 different units that are here. And 360 units, I gotta use my cheat sheet, there's so much info here. But we have studio, 1 bedroom and 2 bedroom. And today we're gonna look at the 2 bedroom option as well as the studio option in here. Now this is a gated community. So one thing you'll probably see in this video is that they're actually fixing up the asphalt that's out here, which is actually pretty good. When you have an HOA that knows what they're doing and has the funds to do so, they'll fix up a lot of these things. So these parking lots are gonna be brand new here soon. So this is really good if you're looking to get into something like this. As we walk to the back, let's flip this around. What we're seeing here, this is building 6. Now building 6 is the one that houses most of the studios. That's the El Matador rental office there. Building 6, we're gonna go in here a little bit later, so make sure to stick around because we have all the different amenities. We've got the spa that is in there. We'll take a look at that. We've got the community center, and we also have fitness studio. How did I forget that? And then back here too, we also have the heated pool, which we'll get a better look at here shortly. But over here on the very back end, we have building 5. So let's head back over to our first one so we're not waiting too long to get into our first unit. And of course, it's probably the one that you're looking for that has the views. But after that, we're going to be going through the rest of the stuff here so that you get a really good idea of what it's like for the amenities and what you're going to get here with getting a condo over here at El Matador. So let's go ahead and jump into our building 3. All right, so one thing to note when you do go to these, a lot of the units here at the El Matador actually don't have laundry inside their units. That's right. So most of which you're going to find in each building, there will be on pretty much every floor some sort of laundromat. So let's go ahead by the elevator lobby and see what this looks like. So here's a quick example, some of which are a little bit bigger than this, but you can see it is coin laundry. Current prices right now. Now you do have to bring your own soap and detergent, although if you are renting from here, that may be something that's going to be supplied to you. That could be in your room, but that's something to definitely check in with your host prior to having to purchase something. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna jump in here over into one of these units. We're gonna go ahead and check this thing out so you guys can see if this is a journey for you. All right, so first thing when I walk in here that I would love for you all to recognize is that some of these units haven't been updated in a while. This is a great example of it. Some of these units here at the El Matador are updated to the tooth, right? And those are those units that may be a little bit more expensive. Some of these are still kind of look like they're in the 70s or 80s as far as their decorations are concerned. This one in particular has some slight updates to it, but it definitely is a little dated for the times, right? So let's go through here. The first thing that we have here on the left is our kitchen. We'll come back around for this. I'll show you some cool details with this. But already we can already see that it does open up into the rest of the room, which does allow for some conversation, especially if you're having your family members over, you know, really enjoying the unit. You can have a conversation across this entire area. And the entire square footage for our 2 bedrooms in the El Matador is 1,035 square feet. This one on the 3rd floor is exactly that, right? So immediately, let's go over here. We're gonna see the first bedroom. So first bedroom, you'll notice throughout this unit, it's all tile. And you want these all to be tile or that luxury vinyl. And the main reason why is because we have that white sand that we started with and it gets everywhere. Oh my goodness, it gets everywhere. So we wanna make sure that it's gonna be easier to clean up. Now, a lot of the times as you're looking in these units, we'll see that we have some decent sized closets. Now in this one, we can tell that it's a little bit dated because it still has wallpaper in there. So we know it's been updated a little bit since then. With all these units, because they're condos, they're all gonna be decorated a little bit differently throughout. And most of the time, when you buy a Florida condo, all this furniture typically comes with it, and sometimes with the linens. Now, sometimes those linens will be more of, you know, the rental management, and they're the ones that will use it. So let's keep going. Out here, as we exit this bedroom, to the right is more than likely where we have our HVAC. Yep, that's it, and our water heater. Okay. A little bit of storage if you needed it, and then we go into our first bath. So definitely 1970s-esque. I would have expected more gold than silver. But not bad, right? So we got our single vanity in here. It's in pretty good condition. And then of course we have our stand-up shower with the cultured marble. This mustard yellow was pretty popular for vacation colors there for a while. Whoever gets this unit either is gonna love the mustard yellow or is gonna paint it. So let's keep going. So in the center part here, you'll notice that we do have your dining room area. Now you could turn this into whatever you'd like, but this is how most of them are split up. They have dining room furniture here, and then they have their other living room in this central area here, which makes the most amount of sense because we can see right there, there's our balcony, and then outside there is going to be the golf. The whole reason that you're getting this type of units, right? So, but we'll go out there in a sec. Before we do that, let's go ahead and get into the master. Now the master in these units typically shares a sliding glass door with the balcony, so it actually expands across both master bedroom and the living room. So you can see in here, this continues, this is the same flooring all throughout, right? And this is again a king size bed. And I'm actually pretty happy with a lot of the units that we've shown lately, because most of the time over the years that I've been doing real estate and showing a lot of these, there's not typically a king size bed in here. Typically we see queens just to save some room and some size, but this is a big master here at the El Matador, right? Now, a lot of these things too, you could reshape providing that you can get approval through the HOA, but there's a lot of room to play with in these different areas. So let's turn this back around just so you can get a better view of what's in here. Now, this is a little bit dated as far as the furniture and paint. I've said that already. However, lots of space and really tons of potential. And you can see these through, if you're looking on homes.com or Realtor or Zillow or whatever, and you're checking out these units, and you'll see some of the upgrades. However, you're gonna pay for it. Okay, so over here you can see that somebody had put up a curtain in here. There probably used to be a door or a pocket door or something. But there's some pretty good storage in here as well for your master. We do have a single vanity in here, but plenty of counter space. And then there's actually a lot of room in this separate area. We got a little pocket door here too that separates these two rooms out, right? So that's pretty nice. And a cultured marble garden tub and shower combo. So lots of space in here, really, and it does cut off. You do have your commode in here. But this is really, again, the whole point of this is to be able to see outside and to hear the roar of the ocean as you're in here. And I will say too, since we are looking for something that's going to be, you know, our condo, the condo for the family, something that's generational, something you can pass down, like these views, these moments that you get to capture here are what really matter. Like, relaxing, you know, the first time the grandkids really got to see the ocean, you know, things like that. Like that makes a huge difference. And just having a place that you can continue to go back to that creates that memory makes a huge difference, whether you're sitting here on this wonderful balcony or in one of the studios in the back. Still lots of opportunity. Now, one of the tricks here too, as we're panning around here, and we're gonna work over to the kitchen, one of the tricks here too that you'll see is that most of these places, when they rent them out, they have these pull-out couches, right? So there's gonna be a sofa bed in there. And the reason for that is that now you can count this as extra beds within a unit. So if you've ever been on VRBO or, you know, Airbnb, and they're like X amount of beds, sometimes there's bunk beds. In some of these condo units, you'll see part of the wall that's taken out, and there's just bunk beds in the side there. What is it? Island Princess has a bunch of those different units that were designed that way so that they can fit more people in here. But I'm gonna say that this is pretty spacious for the money that you're gonna get for this, and that's why you wanna stick around to the end, because I do have that price. And if you're considering any other price or any other types of units, that's a reason to reach out to us. We can help you out to find you exactly what you're looking for. So moving on into the kitchen, the first thing that we see here is it does have that lip, that elevated part here for the peninsula of the kitchen. This is a Formica type of countertop, right? But it does have plenty of room up here. This is kind of nice because you're sitting up a little bit further straight. Some people like it, some people don't. But the good news is that there's a ton of counter space, right? There's a ton of counter space here. And because of that, it does create a good amount of storage for you as well. And this is actually really nice. So maybe you're gonna cook. I love to cook. You have plenty of counter space to do so. You know, you've got the full oven, you've got the range, you've got your microwave. And I always like to check this to see if it vents outside. And in this case, it does not. It's a recirculating. Just beware of what you're cooking. If it's aromatic, it's not getting out of the house, so be prepared. As we go back into here, you can see that we do have a dishwasher. We've got the dual sinks here. Typically, yep, this one does have a disposal, right? So actually a lot of room in the kitchen. You can imagine that you could have you and your friends and family. You could probably have 2 or 3 people in this space working pretty easily without being on top of each other. But you're also able to serve. You've got plenty of space to put things out, whether it's pizza boxes because you ordered in or it's something that you made from home. All of that's going to be here, right? Awesome. So some places are going, where the next one we're going to go to is going to show you some updates, so you get to see that in the studio, right? And a lot of the different places too, I think is kind of funny. You can see me, hi. Have these big mirrors in here too. This is only a partial mirror, but some of which will take up the entire wall, and it will make the condo seem so much bigger because you have an entire wall of a mirror. I've seen some on ceilings, but that's for a different video. Okay, so we're going to head outside here to see the balcony. And you can see that we've got a good amount of space. In here. And that's a utility closet that you have towards the end. But here in this unit, you get to see right into the Gulf side pool, which we'll go down to here in a little bit. And then you get the view of the ocean. And I think we're just gonna sit here for a moment and just enjoy this. But this is what you see for most views. So this is building 3. Building 4 will have the same sort of view. And then the other buildings back here, which I'm looking at now, is building 2. And then you can't see from here, which was next to it, was building 1. We'll have that partial view a little bit further back. But absolutely gorgeous. You know, I think about this looking over here. Like when I think of a vacation condo, this is that moment. Cool, so we'll go ahead and head on down. We're gonna check out some amenities, and we are going to look at, like I said before, we're gonna go into the heated pool, all the community rooms. We got pickleball courts that we'll take a look at, the spa, and much, much more. We'll get into that studio unit just in case this isn't the price. And of course, I got those prices and much, much more. Stick around, we got it coming here, so keep with me. So I'm outside of building 3. We just obviously got back through from that unit. I'll continue to tell you a little bit more about this, but I don't want to take away that this is the view as soon as you get out of building 3. Obviously, it's going to be very similar for building 4, but my goodness, just absolutely gorgeous here. So as I mentioned, we do have access to this beach. You can't really go any further down the other way. They'll stop you. They'll probably bring a military helicopter over to stop you. Just kidding, I don't know if that's true. It's a military base, so they'll probably really frown upon it. But there's nobody else to the other side of this, which makes this very exclusive and very private. Plus, with the security gate at the front, you don't get arrested of the riffraff coming in here trying to access some of the beaches. But here you have a nice little area. Most of the dunes, like you're not supposed to go on it, so it actually keeps everything looking as pretty as you would imagine. Of course, we're Florida, so we got palm trees everywhere here too, just really taken care of. As we mentioned here before, we do have some of the grill areas. Now this grill area is specifically here right by the beach. So if you're trying to do some of that, then we have plenty of opportunities here. There's many of these. This is just the one that is Gulf side, but there are plenty more. Now additionally here, what I'm going to show you is this pool. Now the other pool is heated. This one is not, but it is right here by the ocean. So let's take a peek inside. So this area does have plenty of seated areas. We do have other areas too for the beach services. There are bathrooms in this facility here. There's some vending machines. But the good part about this is that you're right, you're gonna get the breeze that comes off of the Gulf to kind of keep you cool in these super hot days. And this pool is actually deep. It gets about 8.5 to 3.5 feet. And it's a Y shape throughout here. Really nice. You're probably not going to be competing so much for any space to kind of lounge out here, but really nice. And additionally, to get chair service and everything down by the private beach, you'll have plenty of access to do so, especially as a renter or an owner here. Okay, so we're gonna continue to walk through the middle of the grounds. We did this a little bit earlier today, but we're gonna go check out the other facilities. Now, sure, our 2-bedroom, 1-bedrooms that were here over in our first 4 buildings, right? They all had access to really the Gulf view and have that resort feel that you're looking for. Access to a lot of the other options. There's some more grill pits all throughout this area, but we're gonna go towards the back. And a lot of those people that don't want to pay the prices to be in one of these, getting into the back there could be almost half the price of some of the ones that you may be coming in, especially if you're looking at an updated unit. So we're going to have those prices. We're going to have more of that. But before we do, let's go ahead and check out the other facilities that we have here. So come on. Okay, so we've made it over here to building 6. Hopefully it's not too noisy for you guys. But we made it over here to building 6. So on the front side of this area here, like we just passed, was the office for the on-site rental management. And on this back side here is where the pool is. But before we get into here, I want to show you some of these other amenities. So come on in. The first thing that we're going to check out here is the lounge. Now in this lounge here, you can throw and have a special reservation for any of the events that you may want to do in here, any of the events that you may want to be doing in here. So let's take a quick peek. All right, now that we've been through that, so the next thing I want to check for you is the spa area. Now this is pretty cool. You've got 2 different ones that you can go to. You've got the one here for the male, and you've got your female spas in here, obviously for good reason. So providing nobody's in here, we'll go ahead and check it out. So let's check out the sauna in here. You can see that you have your own personal sauna if you're by yourself, but plenty. You have showers. And you also have a jet tub in the other way. All right, so in here, you have access. Everybody here, your guest or you and everybody else can enjoy the fitness center in here. Now, it does have some free weights in here for weights all the way up to 60 pounds. Yep. We also do have, looks like some cables, a couple of cardio machines. So it looks like you've got some ellipticals, sit-down bikes, and a couple of treadmills and some other places, you know, to get some pull-ups in, and a variety of different gym equipment with beautiful views of the heated pool, which we're gonna go out and check out here in a minute. So this is actually nice and air-conditioned, which I'm really appreciating right now after walking through everything. But this is actually a pretty good sized gym for a community like this. I think it could probably handle a good amount of people. And right outside, you actually do have a place to get water, which you gym nuts, if you're just like me, makes that really important. All right, so let's continue out. We'll continue to take a look into the other amenities, and one of the other ones is the heated pool. So it is seasonally conditioned. In the summertime, we certainly don't need a heated pool, but we'll go ahead and take a peek at what that looks like. So lots of space out here, plenty of seating, and this is in the afternoon now too, so you can get out of the sunshine and really kind of enjoy that, or get into it because the building is blocking it. But this is a nice place. This is kind of off season for us, so it's pretty nice to be able to have something that isn't necessarily freezing cold for us Floridians. All right, in the same building as well, we do have a paid ice machine, or if you're heading out to fill up your coolers. We also do have some vending down here. There's vending throughout the complexes, but this is where it's more prevalent, is by this community center. And again, just to give you an idea, some of the laundry room. Now, last but not least, we are going to take a look at the last amenity that we have in here, which is our pickleball courts. So if you're big into pickleball, they've turned some regular courts into some pickleball courts. And this is all on the back side of Building 6, right next to Building 5. Got a nice little spot to hang out here, go do your pickleball tournaments. And in this case, it actually looks like a regular tennis setup right now. Well, I'll be darned. You got me. You got me, El Matador. So I'm gonna flip this around here because this is the area where we have most of the studios at. We're gonna go check one of these out that has been updated, and we're gonna take a peek inside to show you what you can get. And then after that, we'll head back down to the beach and we will wrap things up, give you your prices and the next things that you're gonna want to know moving forward. So let's go check this out. So we're gonna check out this unit right here. I don't want you to see what the code is, sorry. Maybe, if you buy it, I'll give you the code. Let's head back in here and take a look around. So the first thing that we look when we get into here is we have our kitchen. Now, this looks strikingly different than the other one that we have here. Why? Because we'll see a couple of things. We're gonna come back to the kitchen. I'll point out exactly what the differences are. but let's go ahead and see the rest of this studio condo. So as soon as we get into the main area, this is actually, you can see that it actually has higher ceilings, probably 10-foot ceilings are better. Inside the unit, they got the updated fans, big old TV, and even though it's got one bed, it does have a sofa bed in here, which allows it to have 2 beds, which is pretty awesome, right? And then over here, you do have your initial bed setup. Now in this unit and most other units, you're seeing that they are updating all the windows and the sliding glass doors for these to be storm impact. Now this is nice because this is on the first floor, right? So if you are parking out here, you could easily unload your vehicle because these aren't assigned parking. As long as you get your spot, you've got plenty of access here. Nice as well is when you look out into this area, other than that paver machine, that's that 17 miles of uninhabited beach over there. And then straight across the way, well, that's building 2, and that's the entranceway to building 2. But it's real nice if you want to go out and get your sauna going on. That's right there down that pathway that we came from. If somebody's using the restroom, you've got the access to the public restrooms and so on and so forth. So pretty nice unit. And this is what one would look like upgraded. Now it does have the new luxury vinyl all throughout here, again, because of all the wonderful sand. It does take a toll. Okay. So we go into the master. We've got our linen closet, and this is what an updated bathroom looks like. Right? Still got some really nice cultured marble in here with its, looks like those custom cutouts in there. But this looks modern, this looks great. Done a really good job with the vanity as well. You could see that they put some work into the details and the features. Updated decorations. Now this is something that you're going to notice too, but this is also a lot of the style that we have now here, is that it's got the painted hardwood. Now this used to be just that hardwood look, but now, you know, we got that white distressed paint on here. This is what most people are doing out in the second home luxury market out in our 30A, and this is typically what you're going to see. All right, so let's get into the kitchen. I promised we'd get into this. So you could see that they have refurbished all the cabinets that were in here. Did a really good job. You know, replaced all the handles, did the updates that you need to. And even in this size of kitchen, there's still a dishwasher. Thank you, Florida. And you do have like a full-size oven in here. So for a studio for 2 to 3, maybe 4 people, this is not a bad space. And because of its updates and the way that this is put together, it actually feels pretty darn spacious for what you're getting here. And the best part about all of this is that you can actually get it for a pretty convenient price. Now we do have an area in here for your cleaning items, and you do have a closet in here as well, or a pantry for all the other items that you need. Plus you do have extra storage above this refrigerator if you absolutely need it. So the only thing that I noticed in here that we didn't have in some of the other units is an owner's closet, just because there's really not a whole lot of room for it. But I mean, you get what you get for the price, right? So this is actually pretty nice, again, comparatively what you want to go. You have access to the amenities. You're only a short walk away from the beach, of which we just came from, and you get a nice updated unit that you don't have to. Now, the other ones, the good news is you pretty much have a blank canvas to update it as you will, or keep it the way that it is. It's really up to you on how you want to generate memories for your family and create that legacy inside there. So we're gonna head back down to the beach. I want to show you one last thing. We'll give you the prices, so let's go and take a walk back down there. All right, as promised, I said that we were going to chat about what some of these units are going for, the 2-bedroom, the 1-bedroom, and the studio that we just saw, and go over some of the rental numbers that you could be looking at getting. So before I get into that, as we head down to the beach, because I want to end this with some awesome beach views, what we can tell you first is if you are looking to get something, this is in the spring of 2025 is when we shot this video, and I'll tell you that given the current market being the way that it is with interest rates and things are still appreciating, you can still anticipate that when you get something that you decide to purchase, that you're buying something that's going to be a long-term investment. Most of the time you're finding something that you can have for you and your family, that you can come back to year after year and come check out some of these places and just create those sort of memories, right? But what this does offer us when we get these vacation rentals is that we can buy them. What it does is that you can come down and use it whenever you want. It's always the same thing. You get some sweet tax write-offs too. If you got questions about that, just ask me, right? You'll be able to get into some of these units and rent it out the rest of the time because it's pretty high demand, right? And when you do that, you're able to offset the cost of actually owning one, but always having that place here that is distinctly yours. Not only that, but you're getting appreciation over time. Sure, the interest rates right now aren't the greatest. If you are a cash buyer, that's awesome. But most of us aren't. The interest rates aren't that great, but they will get better. So that is something that you can look into refinancing down the road and then get this going cash flow positive. There's not a lot in the last year or so. Again, this is 2025 that we've found that's cash flow positive necessarily. Certain cap rates or whatever you're looking for your portfolio, we may be able to find it depending, but to have the right expectation, you're gonna buy one of these, it's gonna offset the cost, but it's not gonna be break even. And more than likely, it's not going to cash flow the way that you want it to. In time, it will, okay? So let's take a look. I'm gonna switch over here because I told you that there's gonna be some great views coming in here. So that first one that we saw that was over in building 3, that one was listed for $475,000. Now that's pretty impressive because you just go down the way into Destin, that same unit's going for probably twice as much, right? Even as updated as it wasn't. The other studio that was updated, the updated one, is actually listed for $240,000. So $240,000, you're able to get into a unit here in the Matador and not have any nosy neighbors to the west of you, get access to this gorgeous beach and have your own little price of heaven. If you have any questions about any units here, about this complex, about anything, you know, when it comes to getting a vacation rental, either for investment, something that you can stay in sometimes and rent out the rest of the time, or really just trying to find a second home, we got you covered. There's even people that do live in this complex 365, so this is also a possibility too. But to have access to all these different areas here, to become a beach bum like the rest of us, just give us a call, shoot us a text. I'd happy have a conversation with you guys and to help you out. But just don't go away yet. We got some more beach views. And also what I want you to do is go ahead and check here on the screen. I've got more information about condos, about Fort Walton, Destin, anything you want to know here on this channel. Go ahead and click on those and you'll get more info than you could expect. All right.